What does it really mean to add value to yourself? Pause for a moment and let that question sink in deeply. Not the kind of value that others see when they look at your job title, your paycheck, or the things you own, but the kind of value that grows quietly inside you, the strength, the skills, the mindset that no one can take away. Imagine waking up each day knowing that you are steadily becoming a better version of yourself, not because someone demands it, but because you see it as your personal mission. That feeling, the one that whispers, "I am enough and I am growing," is where true power begins. Most people spend their lives chasing external rewards, hoping that recognition, money, or status will somehow fill the empty spaces inside. But those things, while tempting, are fleeting. They come and go like waves, leaving behind only a momentary thrill. What lasts is the value you build within, the invisible armor that prepares you to face challenges, seize opportunities, and shape your own destiny. This kind of value transforms your life quietly but profoundly, unlocking doors you never even dreamed were there. The journey to add value to yourself isn't easy. It asks you to face uncomfortable truths, your doubts, your fears, your weaknesses. It means stepping out of the safe zone and embracing discomfort, because that's where real growth happens. It requires patience when progress feels slow and courage when the path is unclear. But here's the truth. Every step you take in adding value to yourself multiplies your worth, not just to the world, but most importantly, to yourself. It builds resilience, so you don't crumble when setbacks hit. It sharpens your skills, so you're ready when opportunity knocks. It strengthens your mindset, so you refuse to be defined by failure or criticism. The reward is a life where you hold the keys, where you aren't dependent on external approval or luck. You become the creator of your own story, the architect of your future. Now imagine what that means for your dreams. Whatever you've hoped for, whatever vision stirs your heart, it can't happen without this foundation. You can't build a lasting legacy on shaky ground. But when you commit to adding value to yourself, you build a solid foundation no one can shake. You gain confidence to take risks, wisdom to make better decisions, and the power to inspire others. This is your true wealth, your hidden superpower. And the best part? It's within your reach, starting right now. By staying with this message, by allowing yourself to embrace this idea fully, you will begin to unlock a deep transformation. You will see how small, deliberate actions compound into remarkable change. You will find the strength to face fear, to break old patterns, and to create a life of meaning and impact. So stay with me, because what you're about to discover is not just motivation. It's a call to action. It's a call to action that can shift everything. The value you add to yourself today will echo through every moment of your life. It's time to start building that inner power. It's time to become the person you were meant to be. And it all begins with one simple truth. Real success begins inside you. The power to transform your life starts with your mind. Your mindset shapes the way you see the world, and more importantly, the way you see yourself. Every thought you hold creates a ripple that influences your feelings, your choices, and the path you take. When your mind is limited by doubt, fear, or fixed ideas, your potential shrinks to fit those invisible walls. But when you embrace a mindset that believes growth is possible, that challenges are invitations to learn, and that failure is not the end but a stepping stone, your entire reality begins to shift. This isn't just hopeful thinking. It's grounded in the truth that your brain can change, adapt, and grow. You are not stuck with the abilities or beliefs you were born with. You have the power to rewire your thoughts and open new doors. Imagine what happens when every obstacle stops being a dead end and instead becomes a lesson, a chance to become stronger, smarter, more resilient. And this shift changes everything. It makes you bold enough to take risks, patient enough to keep going when the results aren't immediate, and hopeful enough to believe that effort truly matters. A growth mindset fuels passion and perseverance. It helps you understand that setbacks don't define you. They refine you. They refine you. When you choose to see challenges as opportunities, you stop running from fear and start leaning into it. Fear no longer controls your actions. It becomes a signal that you're on the edge of growth. This is where courage is born, not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. And that courage creates momentum. Each time you face a difficulty with a growth mindset, you reinforce your ability to learn and improve. Your brain strengthens the connections needed for success. You become someone who welcomes feedback, who thrives in discomfort, who refuses to settle for less than your potential, This mindset also ignites hope. Hope is not blind optimism. It's a deep belief that the future can be better because you're working for it. It pulls you forward when the path is dark and uncertain. It makes persistence feel meaningful. And persistence is the heartbeat of transformation. By consciously choosing how you think, you're already adding value to yourself in ways that matter most. You're planting seeds that will grow into confidence, skill, and strength. Every moment you reframe a limiting thought, every time you replace the will learn, you are investing in a future version of yourself who is unstoppable. This is how the invisible work inside becomes visible success outside. The small decisions you make every day build a foundation so strong that no external failure or criticism can shake it. The mindset you cultivate is the soil where your dreams take root and flourish. This internal power isn't flashy, but it's the source of everything you want to achieve. So don't wait for circumstances to be perfect. Don't wait for motivation to strike or for the fear to disappear. Start now by noticing your thoughts and choosing the ones that serve your growth. Oh? Make a promise to yourself to nurture a mind that believes in progress, that embraces learning, that refuses to quit. Because when your mindset is right, you unlock a force within you greater than any obstacle. This force will carry you through the hardest days and propel you toward your highest potential. You already hold the key to this transformation. It's your choice to use it. Your future self is waiting, ready to thank you for the courage you show today. When you commit to growing your mind, the next step is to become a relentless learner. Learning isn't something you do just in school or for a job. It's a lifelong journey that defines your ability to add value to yourself. Every skill you acquire, every new idea you embrace, every moment you dedicate to expanding your knowledge shapes the person you are becoming. It is through this constant pursuit of learning that you separate yourself from the crowd, that you build an unshakable foundation for success. The brain is designed to adapt and absorb, but only when you challenge it, only when you push past comfort. Growth happens when you stretch beyond what you already know. When you face the unfamiliar with curiosity rather than fear. Sue, the most valuable asset you can develop is your capacity to learn and evolve, because this ability allows you to navigate a world that is always changing. No matter what obstacles arise, no matter how the environment shifts, a mind committed to learning will always find a way forward. This isn't about overwhelming yourself with information or chasing every new trend. It's about building habits that keep your mind sharp and your perspective broad. It's about creating routines that honor the small daily investments in yourself. When you read, listen, observe, and practice deliberately, you create a momentum that compounds over time. Just as money grows through compound interest, your skills and insights grow through consistent effort. The power lies in the small choices, choosing to learn a little more today than yesterday, choosing to stay curious instead of settling for what you already know. Each new lesson becomes a tool, a weapon against complacency and doubt. It increases your confidence because you are no longer dependent on luck or circumstance. Instead, you rely on your growing expertise and adaptability. This inner resource becomes a beacon that guides you through uncertainty and fuels your courage. Learning also reshapes your identity. When you invest in your mind, you start to see yourself as capable, as someone who can overcome challenges and create opportunities. This shift rewires your self-image in profound ways. You stop defining yourself by past failures or limits others set for you. You become a creator, a seeker, a doer. The world begins to respond to this new you. Doors open that were once closed. People notice your confidence and your ability to contribute meaningfully. Opportunities align because your inner value has increased. This transformation is not instantaneous, but it is steady and unstoppable when you commit fully. Your sense of worth grows not because of external validation, but because you know you are building something real and lasting inside. The urgency is clear. Every day spent without this commitment is a day lost to stagnation. The best investment you can make is the one in your own mind and skills. It's the one thing no one can take from you. Start by dedicating even a few minutes a day to learning something new. Let that grow into hours, into habits, into a lifestyle. With every step, you add value to yourself. This value becomes your armor, your compass, and your power. The more you learn, the more you expand your possibilities. You become unstoppable because you carry within you the knowledge and strength to adapt, to create, and to thrive. This is the path to true growth. This is the path to lasting success. Your future self is already waiting, shaped by the learning you commit to today. Growth is impossible without embracing failure, not as a defeat, but as vital feedback. When you fear failure, you limit your potential and shrink your world to safe, predictable boundaries. But failure is not the enemy. It is the teacher that pushes you to improve, adapt, and rise stronger. Every setback contains a lesson waiting to be uncovered. When you stop avoiding failure and instead welcome it as a necessary part of growth, you unlock a powerful force within yourself, resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover, to keep moving forward, even when the path feels impossible. It is not something you are born with. It is cultivated through facing adversity head on and refusing to be broken. The brain itself changes through this process, building new pathways that make you more capable of handling challenges in the future. This means that every failure is actually an investment in your future strength, your future success. The fear of failure often convinces you to play it safe, to settle for less than what you deserve. But safety is a cage that keeps your dreams locked away. To add true value to yourself, you must learn to step outside that cage, even if it feels uncomfortable or risky. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite fear. Every time you choose action over avoidance, you grow a little stronger, a little braver. These small acts of courage build up, creating momentum that propels you toward your goals. This momentum is essential because motivation alone is fleeting. Momentum keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. It transforms fear from a barrier into a bridge. This transformation doesn't happen by chance. It happens when you intentionally practice reframing failure, seeing it as a crucial part of your journey rather than the end of it. To add value to yourself means to build this resilience so deeply that setbacks no longer define you. Instead, they refine you. They sharpen your skills, deepen your understanding, and expand your patience. Resilience allows you to detach your self-worth from outcomes and anchor it in your efforts and growth. This mindset frees you from the paralyzing need for perfection and approval. You become unstoppable because you are no longer afraid to fail. You are eager to learn and grow. This shift changes everything about how you approach life. Challenges become opportunities, criticism becomes constructive, and obstacles become stepping stones. You begin to see failure as the catalyst for transformation it truly is. The process of embracing failure as feedback demands honesty and humility. It asks you to look inward and acknowledge areas for improvement without judgment. This self-awareness is a powerful tool in itself. It enables you to adjust your approach, develop new strategies, and keep moving forward with clarity. The cycle of trial, failure, reflection, and adjustment creates a powerful rhythm of growth. The more you engage with it, the faster you progress. You are no longer stuck in fear, but propelled by purpose. Every failure you face today is shaping the resilient, confident person you are becoming tomorrow. This resilience is the cornerstone of adding lasting value to yourself. When you accept failure as an essential part of your evolution, you unlock your true power. Your future self will look back and thank you for having the courage to keep going, for seeing failure not as a wall, but as the doorway to your greatest growth. Adding value to yourself is not a solitary journey. It is deeply connected to the way you serve and contribute to others. When you shift your focus from, oh, what can I get, to what can I give, your perspective expands and your impact multiplies. Contribution is a powerful form of growth because it forces you to move beyond your own limits and think about something greater than yourself. This act of giving, whether it's your time, your skills, or your kindness, creates a cycle of value that returns to you in unexpected ways. When you genuinely seek to add value to others, you develop qualities like empathy, patience, and humility, qualities that no amount of self-interest alone can build. This is not about sacrificing your own growth, but enriching it. Serving others challenges you to rise, to learn, and to connect deeply. It makes your journey meaningful, and meaning is what fuels motivation through the toughest times. Psychologically, contributing to others activates parts of the brain associated with happiness and fulfillment. The sense of purpose that comes from helping someone else is a profound reward that feeds your own sense of worth. When you add value to the lives of others, you build trust and respect, and you create relationships that support and uplift you in return. These relationships become a network of strength around you, sources of encouragement, feedback, and new opportunities. The world responds to those who offer value sincerely and consistently. Your reputation as a giver becomes a foundation for lasting influence and leadership. This influence, however, is never about control or power. It is about inspiring and lifting others through your own growth and contribution. Adding value through service also keeps you grounded and humble. It reminds you that no matter how much you achieve, your worth is tied to what you give, not just what you accumulate. This humility opens you up to learning and growth in ways that pride and selfishness block. When you see yourself as a contributor rather than a taker, you adopt a mindset that attracts abundance in all forms, opportunities, relationships, and inner peace. This mindset expands your capacity to grow because it dissolves the barriers of fear and scarcity. You stop worrying about what you might lose and start focusing on what you can create and share. This shift transforms your approach to challenges, failures, and setbacks. Instead of retreating, you engage more fully because you understand the broader purpose behind your effort. Contributing to others is not about grand gestures or waiting for the perfect moment. It starts with small acts, a helping hand, a listening ear, a piece of advice, a moment of kindness. These small acts accumulate just like your personal growth, creating momentum and meaning. The simple truth is that when you seek to add value to yourself through service, you become a force of positive change in your own life and the lives around you. This is how true value multiplies, when your growth fuels your contribution and your contribution fuels your growth. This cycle is the essence of lasting fulfillment and success. Your ability to add value to yourself and others sets the foundation for a life of purpose and impact. It makes your journey richer, your challenges lighter, and your victory sweeter. The more you give, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more you give. This is a powerful truth, one that you can choose to live by starting now. Because when you truly serve, you unlock the highest form of value, a life that matters deeply and authentically. True growth demands discipline, the unwavering commitment to do what needs to be done, even when motivation fades and distractions tempt you to stray. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your reality. It is the silent force that transforms dreams into habits, habits into skills, and skills into achievements. Without discipline, even the greatest intentions dissolve into excuses and unfulfilled promises. Discipline is not about punishment or rigidity. It is about mastery over your choices and actions. It means deciding in advance who you want to become and then showing up consistently to make that vision real. This kind of inner strength builds momentum that no external circumstance can easily shake. When you develop discipline, you reclaim control over your life. You stop reacting to every impulse and start acting in alignment with your deepest values and ambitions. Psychologically, discipline rewires your brain to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term gratification. This shift is crucial because true value and lasting success are rarely immediate. They require patience, persistence, and sometimes sacrifice. Your brain, like a muscle, grows stronger each time you choose the harder path, the one that demands effort but leads to progress. With discipline, you learn to resist the pull of distraction and comfort. You create boundaries that protect your focus and energy. This protection allows your mind to concentrate on what truly matters: your growth, your skills, your goals. Discipline also builds confidence because each small victory over resistance proves your ability to follow through. Over time, these victories compound, creating a powerful sense of self-trust that propels you forward even in uncertainty. Discipline is also deeply connected to your identity. When you consistently practice self-control and commitment, you begin to see yourself as someone who doesn't give up, who honors their promises, who respects their own potential. This identity shift is transformative because it shapes your beliefs about what you are capable of achieving. You stop letting old habits or limiting beliefs define you. Instead, you become the person who perseveres, who stays focused, who rises above distractions and excuses. This identity becomes a foundation for all your efforts, giving you a steady source of motivation that doesn't depend on external factors. When discipline becomes a core part of who you are, obstacles lose their power to derail you. The path of discipline requires sacrifice, but the payoff is invaluable. It means saying no to short-term pleasures that distract you from your purpose. It means prioritizing growth and effort even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. This sacrifice is not deprivation, it is investment. Every moment you dedicate to disciplined action adds value to yourself that no one can take away. It builds the foundation for resilience, confidence, and skill. The alternative, giving in to distraction and comfort, leads to regret and unfulfilled potential. The choice is yours, to live each day by design or by default. Discipline is the key that unlocks your ability to transform knowledge into action and action into results. It is the muscle behind every breakthrough and the heartbeat of lasting change. When you embrace discipline as a gift to yourself, you step into a new level of power and possibility. This power fuels your journey to becoming the person you are destined to be, someone who adds value not only to their own life, but to the world around them. Your future self is waiting to reap the rewards of the discipline you commit to now. The foundation of adding value to yourself lies in your ability to take full responsibility for your life. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the ultimate form of empowerment. When you accept responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, choices, and actions, you reclaim your power to shape your reality. Without this acceptance, it's easy to slip into blaming circumstances, others, or luck for where you are. But blaming steals your power because it places control outside of yourself. True freedom comes from owning every part of your experience and understanding that your future depends on what you do today. This mindset shift is the catalyst for transformation because it moves you from victim to creator, from passive observer to active participant in your life. Taking responsibility means acknowledging where you are honestly, without excuses, and deciding to do whatever it takes to move forward. Psychologically, embracing responsibility strengthens your sense of agency, the belief that your actions matter and can produce change. This belief fuels motivation and resilience. When you feel in control, you are more likely to take initiative, face challenges head-on, and persist despite setbacks. On the other hand, when you avoid responsibility, you feel powerless and stuck. This helplessness breeds fear, anxiety, and frustration. Taking responsibility clears these mental blocks by shining a light on what you can change and letting go of what you cannot. It empowers you to focus your energy where it will have the greatest impact, on yourself. This shift from external blame to internal control is a turning point. It creates a mindset where you no longer wait for circumstances to improve or for others to act. Instead, you become the driver of your own destiny. Taking responsibility also demands courage. It means owning your mistakes, your weaknesses, and your failures without hiding or denying them. It requires humility to see where you need to grow and strength to face uncomfortable truths. But this honesty is liberating. It allows you to learn, adapt, and improve in ways that excuses and denial never can. When you take responsibility fully, you give yourself permission to change. You stop being trapped by your past and start designing your future. This is the core of adding value to yourself. Being the person who confronts reality, makes deliberate choices, and follows through with action. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, until responsibility becomes second nature. Responsibility also transforms your relationships and your environment. When you lead by example and take ownership of your life, you inspire others to do the same. You attract people who respect your integrity and who support your growth. Your environment shifts because you are no longer reacting to problems, but proactively creating solutions. This energy creates momentum that carries you forward and opens doors that once seemed closed. Responsibility is the foundation upon which all other qualities, discipline, resilience, courage, are built. Without it, your efforts lack direction and power. With it, you become unstoppable. Every choice you make today to take responsibility is an investment in your future freedom and success. It is the conscious decision to own your journey and claim your power. Your future self depends on this commitment. The moment you embrace responsibility, you begin to add true, lasting value to yourself because you become the creator of your own life, no longer limited by excuses, but driven by purpose and action. Your mindset shapes everything about your journey, your perceptions, your reactions, and ultimately your results. To add true value to yourself, cultivating a growth mindset is essential. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can develop through effort, learning, and persistence. It replaces limiting thoughts like I can't or I'm not good enough with empowering ones such as I can improve and I am capable of growth. This shift in thinking rewires your brain to see challenges as opportunities instead of threats, failures as lessons instead of dead ends. When you adopt a growth mindset, you break free from the chains of fixed beliefs that hold you back and open yourself to endless possibilities. This mindset fuels resilience, creativity, and motivation, the very forces that propel you to take consistent action toward your highest potential. The power of your mindset lies in its ability to influence how you interpret every situation. When faced with difficulty, a fixed mindset shrinks away, seeing obstacles as proof of limitation. But a growth mindset leans in, curious and determined, asking, what can I learn here? How can I get better? This subtle but profound change rewires your emotional response, reducing fear and increasing courage. It gives you permission to make mistakes and understand that setbacks are natural steps on the path to mastery. Psychologically, this mindset activates your brain's problem-solving and reward centers, motivating you to keep trying, even when progress feels slow or painful. It allows you to maintain focus on long-term growth rather than immediate validation. This shift creates a powerful cycle. The more you embrace growth, the more confident and capable you become, which encourages even greater effort and development. Adopting a growth mindset also means taking ownership of your learning and development. You stop waiting for others to validate your worth or open doors for you. Instead, you seek feedback, practice deliberately, and welcome challenges as essential experiences. This proactive approach ignites your inner drive and sharpens your skills, turning obstacles into stepping stones. When you believe that effort leads to improvement, you commit to doing the work required, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. This commitment is a key ingredient in adding lasting value to yourself because it means you are not dependent on talent or luck. You create your own success through persistence and learning. Growth mindset transforms how you see yourself. It helps you move beyond past failures and limitations and envision a future shaped by your effort and choices. This vision fuels hope and optimism, which are critical for maintaining momentum through tough times. The mindset becomes a source of internal strength, a foundation upon which you build discipline, resilience, and courage. It is the lens through which you interpret every setback and success, making each moment an opportunity for growth rather than judgment. By embracing a growth mindset, you empower yourself to become the architect of your own transformation. You stop being confined by who you think you are now and start shaping who you can become. This is the essence of adding value to yourself, believing in your capacity to grow, and committing to the journey with courage and determination. Your future self is ready to thank you for choosing growth. The energy you bring to your thoughts, actions, and interactions is one of the most powerful tools you possess. Guarding and managing this energy with intention is essential to adding value to yourself. Your energy is not just physical vitality. It is the force behind your focus, your mood, your creativity, and your relationships. When you learn to channel your energy wisely, you amplify your capacity to grow, to inspire, and to take meaningful action. Conversely, when your energy is scattered, drained, or misdirected, it limits your effectiveness and clouds your judgment. Managing your energy is not about perfection or constant effort. It is about awareness and making conscious choices that fuel your best self. This conscious management creates a foundation for sustained motivation and transformation. Your energy is influenced by everything you consume. Your thoughts, the people you surround yourself with, the environments you inhabit, and the habits you practice. Negative thoughts and toxic relationships act like drains, slowly diminishing your vitality and confidence. On the other hand, positive environments, nourishing relationships, and empowering routines act like fuel, replenishing your spirit and expanding your potential. This means that protecting your energy requires more than just physical rest. It demands emotional and mental boundaries that safeguard your focus and peace. You must become a guardian of your energy, choosing what to engage with and what to release. This act of protection is not selfish. It is necessary self-respect. When you protect your energy, you create space to invest fully in what truly matters, your growth and your purpose. Being mindful of your energy also means learning when to rest and recharge. Pushing yourself relentlessly without pause leads to burnout, diminishing your ability to add value to yourself and others. Rest is a powerful form of self-care that replenishes your mental clarity, emotional balance, and physical strength. It allows your mind to reset, your creativity to flow, and your motivation to rebuild. Recognizing that rest is not weakness, but essential preparation for growth is a critical mindset shift. This awareness gives you permission to slow down when needed and return to your journey with renewed vigor and clarity. By balancing effort with recovery, you build sustainable momentum that carries you forward over the long term. Energy management also involves cultivating emotional resilience, the ability to navigate stress, setbacks, and uncertainty without losing your center. Emotions are energy in motion. When you learn to regulate your emotions, you prevent them from overwhelming you or draining your motivation. This skill strengthens your capacity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It keeps your energy aligned with your goals and values, allowing you to stay focused on growth even in difficult moments. Emotional resilience deepens your connection to yourself and your purpose, reinforcing your commitment to adding value in every aspect of your life. Your energy is a precious resource. Every choice you make about how to use it determines the quality of your growth and the impact you have on the world. When you manage your energy with intention, you unlock a powerful wellspring of strength, focus, and creativity that fuels your transformation. This is the energy of a life lived on purpose, driven, balanced, and full of potential. Guard your energy fiercely, invest it wisely, and watch how it propels you toward the person you are becoming. The choices you make every day shape the trajectory of your life, defining not just where you go, but who you become. Each decision is a vote cast for the future version of yourself you want to create. This truth holds immense power because it means you are never helpless or stuck. Your life is always in your hands through the choices you consciously make. The key to adding real value to yourself lies in mastering this daily decision-making. It is the relentless practice of choosing what serves your growth and letting go of what does not. This discipline is not about perfection or never making mistakes. It is about cultivating awareness and intentionality in how you respond to every moment, every challenge, and every opportunity. When your choices align with your deepest goals and values, you build a life that reflects your true potential. Your decisions extend beyond the big milestones. They live in the small moments that often go unnoticed. Choosing to rise early instead of hitting snooze, deciding to learn rather than complain, opting to act despite fear. These seemingly small choices accumulate and create momentum. The cumulative effect of these decisions is what separates those who merely dream from those who live with purpose and impact. Psychology teaches us that habits form the architecture of our choices. When you consciously decide to build habits that add value, habits of discipline, learning, contribution, and self-care, you automate your growth. Your brain becomes wired for success because you no longer rely on willpower alone. You build systems that support your transformation every day. This is how ordinary actions become extraordinary. Every choice also has an emotional ripple effect. When you choose courage over comfort, you strengthen your confidence. When you choose to forgive rather than hold resentment, you lighten your emotional load and free your energy for growth. When you choose persistence over quitting, you cultivate resilience. Each choice shapes not just what you do, but who you are, your core. This means that value is added not just through achievements, but through the character you build in the process. Your integrity, your commitment, your mindset, they are all forged in the furnace of your daily choices. Choosing well becomes an act of self-respect, a declaration that you honor your potential and refuse to settle for less. It's important to recognize that choice also involves letting go. Every time you say yes to something that serves your highest self, you are saying no to distractions, negative patterns, and limiting beliefs. This act of letting go is just as powerful as the act of choosing. It creates space for new possibilities, fresh energy, and deeper focus. You learn to declutter your mind and life from what drains you and redirect your attention to what uplifts and empowers you. This intentional pruning is critical for sustained growth because it prevents overwhelm and keeps your efforts aligned with your vision. Ultimately, mastering your choices is mastering your life. It is the daily commitment to live consciously, to move deliberately toward who you want to become. Every choice you make is an opportunity to add value to yourself, to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. This power is always within your reach, waiting for you to claim it. Choose today to honor that power. Choose today to build the life that reflects your highest potential. Your future self depends on it. The way you think about yourself determines the direction and quality of your entire life. Self-worth is not a fixed trait handed to you by others or circumstances. It is something you cultivate within, day by day, choice by choice. When you begin to see yourself as valuable, worthy, and capable, you unlock a wellspring of motivation and confidence that propels you forward. The foundation of adding value to yourself lies in building unshakable self-worth. This means rejecting the voices of doubt and criticism, whether from inside or outside, and choosing to affirm your inherent value regardless of your flaws or setbacks. And conversely, time spent on distractions, procrastination, or mindless consumption drains your motivation, leaving you feeling depleted and stuck. This cycle can keep you trapped in a pattern of regret and self-judgment. Breaking free requires a deliberate rewiring of your habits, choosing focus over distraction, presence over numbness, and action over avoidance. These choices build momentum that fuels your transformation and deepens your sense of accomplishment. Guarding your time also means saying no more often, no to distractions, no to activities that don't serve your purpose, and no to people or commitments that drain your energy. Saying no is a powerful act of self-respect. It signals to yourself and others that your time is valuable and that you prioritize your growth. This boundary creates space for what truly matters: deep work, learning, reflection, and rest. It prevents overwhelm and burnout by allowing you to concentrate your efforts where they have the greatest impact. When you say no to what is less important, you say yes to what is most important: your future, your dreams, and your transformation. Managing your time effectively requires clarity about your priorities. Without clear goals and values, time easily slips away without meaningful progress. When you set intentional priorities, you create a roadmap for your day, week, and life. This roadmap guides your choices, keeps distractions at bay, and aligns your actions with your deepest aspirations. It also creates a sense of purpose and direction that fuels motivation even when challenges arise. Priorities become the anchor that grounds you and keeps you moving forward with focus and determination. Remember, every moment you invest is an opportunity to add value to yourself. This value accumulates and compounds over time, creating the life you envision. You have the power to make every minute count. Protect your time as fiercely as you protect your mindset, energy, and self-worth. Time well spent is the foundation upon which your transformation is built. Choose to honor it today and watch how your life begins to shift in ways you never thought possible. Growth demands discomfort. It's not a popular truth, but it is a powerful one. Every step forward, every new skill learned, every breakthrough in your mindset comes wrapped in discomfort, uncertainty, challenge, and the unknown. This discomfort is the signal that you are expanding beyond your current limits. Instead of fearing it, learn to welcome it. When you embrace discomfort, you choose courage over comfort, progress over stagnation, and transformation over complacency. This choice unlocks the greatest potential within you because nothing valuable grows in the soil of ease and certainty. Real change requires you to push through fear, doubt, and resistance. Your willingness to endure discomfort defines how far you will go. Your brain naturally resists discomfort. It prefers familiar routines and easy paths because they feel safe. Safety does not lead to growth, it leads to stagnation. When you deliberately step into discomfort, you rewire your brain, creating new neural pathways that support resilience, creativity, and strength. This rewiring rewrites your identity from someone who avoids challenge to someone who seeks it. It trains your mind to see obstacles not as threats, but as opportunities to learn and evolve. This mindset is a game changer because it shifts fear into fuel. Each moment of discomfort becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Discomfort also sharpens your focus and presence. When you are outside your comfort zone, distractions fade, and your attention narrows on the task at hand. This intense focus boosts your performance and deepens your learning. More often you expose yourself to discomfort, the easier it becomes to stay present and engaged, even when the going gets tough. This is the foundation of mastery. The journey to mastery is not about being perfect. It is about consistently showing up and pushing through discomfort with persistence and patience. Embracing discomfort also deepens your self-awareness. When you confront challenges, you learn more about your strengths, your fears, and your limits. This self-knowledge is invaluable because it guides you to make wiser decisions, set better boundaries, and align your actions with your true purpose. You begin to understand that discomfort is not the enemy. It is the guide pointing you toward where growth lies. This shift in perception frees you from the paralysis of fear and empowers you to act boldly and authentically. You cannot grow without discomfort, and you cannot add value to yourself without growth. The path forward requires you to welcome what is hard and uncertain because it is there that transformation happens. Every moment you choose discomfort over comfort, you are building strength, courage, and character. You are proving to yourself that your potential is greater than your fears. This is the essence of transformation. Choosing growth even when it's uncomfortable, knowing that on the other side lies a stronger, wiser, more powerful version of you. Let discomfort be your ally, not your enemy. Let it drive you to new heights